Yo, this is Cadet, and basically tonight I'm gonna explain a bit the story about Silver Hunt and like pretty much all the do nothing slash rats slash dog stuff. Don't know if it's even funny, but you know it's private server history. That's the last private server we play on anyway, so might as well just explain what happened, right? So yeah, basically we started with this guy, right? The Cryfish. Actually, no. We started with salad bakers. Um, but yeah, like around like level 10 ish. Some people found an exploit in the Stranglethorn Bait Arena chest, and basically you could just like right click it all the time and just like loot it, right? So well, you would see my guild master level 8 with epic mount, everything like full traveler backpacks, full everything. Like he had more gold than the entire server combined, right? So yeah, basically whole salad bakers or most of the salad bakers people got banned in Silverhand. Some stupid players from salad bakers did the exploit on their main accounts, like their main lightbringer slash Northville accounts. So yeah, they got owned pretty much. We lost Ahn'Qiraj, we lost Gressils, we lost Badge Sangars, we lost everything. Like a lot of stupid players that just like they didn't think twice before making an account and different account, like character on different account, right? And then exploiting with it. Anyways, so yeah, that made salad bakers quit, and a lot of salad bakers not even continue on Northdale, right? So yeah. Anyways, I kept going on the server even though I had no guild to go with. So I ended up joining Do Nothing's guild, Divinaium, Cryfish guild, whatever it's called, right? Um, so yeah. Uh, at the start it was like more or less fine, right? I thought I mean, to my knowledge, he was not the best player in the world, but at least he went through content, right? And he should be able to like teach people how to go through that content, right? But it turned out like once we had enough people to go 60 to go next year, it turned out to be a disaster. So we wiped like about 9 to 10 times on Onyxia. Then I pretty much asked like, yo man, I could just like take over, raid lead this thing. If you can't deal with them, I can. I have patience. I have experience. I host my own bugs. I can deal with people that is completely fresh at the game, right? So yeah, I told him let me try, right? And he was like, sure. So I went in. Yeah, sorry, the cam is here, but the recording is here. Whatever, dude. Um, so yeah, I went in, took over. We one shot on Ixia. I mean, it's not like I did anything special, right? I just raid lead, told the safe spots, told when the breaths are, who's getting fireball, what you need to do when you're getting fireball, blah blah blah. Not really anything special. Like again, I just like did the simple raid leader task, right? And he ninja promoted me to like guild. He made the special role for me, raid leader. Like I woke up the next day and I found that and I was like, okay, thanks. I didn't mean to like. I just wanted to not wipe 10 times on Onyxia, right? So yeah, basically he ninja promoted me to raid leader and I was like, well, whatever. I guess I'm gonna continue like this, right? So I made a plan. I made a timeline plan, which was a little bit ambitious. Let's be honest, it was a little bit ambitious because, oops, sorry. It was a little bit ambitious because it meant that the guild was going to go not only for molten cores and blackwing lairs, nightmare dragons, azure ghosts, blah blah blah. Not only for that, but also like going through all the content end game except AQ40 because we need to do the event to open the gates and shit, and we pretty much had 1 month and a half, 1 month and 2 weeks we had to like kill KT, right? So yeah, I pretty much took over on the raid leading stuff, but Cryfish was never really paying attention to what I told him. He was always end up doing whatever he wanted to do, and I mean, he was literally doing nothing, right? Like we were stuck. Like didn't matter if I had if the guild had the potential to like progress into a raid or progress into content, right? With me as raid leader and the players being okay players, like capable of listening, right? And applying the role and stuff, like it didn't matter because Cryfish would like not announce that whatever day was raid, not announce to like push stuff, right? So well, the do nothing meme just, I mean, it was existent for like so long, right? This let me find out this meme. And yeah, I mean, it is what it is, right? What it is, do nothing. So yeah, and then somebody made this, right? Like this thing, this little do nothing got king of Divinaium, pretty much because he did absolutely nothing for the guild at all. So yeah, and then he got upset because I had this on my streaming. So yeah, the next day after streaming myself with this like chat cover, like instead of putting my cam, I was putting it like this, right? Oh, not like this. Wait, like this, right? So I had the chat cover like this, and the next day I just found myself kicked from the guild, removed from the Discord, ignored. I mean, ignored, blocked by Cryfish on Discord. I didn't mention a single word. I didn't say anything. I didn't do anything, but put this meme as my screen cover. And yeah, like pretty much that's it, right? And then the next day I just log back in. I get like 20 PMs on Discord from 20 different players. Like, man, what happened? What did you do? And I'm like, I don't know, what did I do? And then like somebody told me it's about the do nothing meme, right? And well, what can I say, man? I didn't really enforce anything. I just put this as my stream chat cover on my mixer.com stream that had one viewer, two viewer at peak time, right? It's not like I'm trying to provoke anybody. Like if I want to do it on Twitch, well, I can get more viewers, sure, but on Mixer, like, come on, dude. I was just streaming the content because I people wanted to watch it, right? So yeah. Anyways, memes apart, I got kicked from the guild basically because of that. Also, like, because, well, I mean, there's some players that are like just playing stupid. So it doesn't matter how many times you tell them like you need to do this, tank this mob in this position, do not face the raid, you're gonna get breath if you face the raid, do not get cleaves, these mobs cleaves, or use this arm because these mobs do will win whatever, right? If that thing happens one time, two times, no problem, dude. But if that happens like 10 times in a row, it's the same mistake over and over and over. At some point, I might lose my mind, I might lose my patience, and call you a Mongoloid, call you an idiot. Because, let's be honest, that's probably what you are, right? If you still commit the same mistake, you still, like, I mean, everyone is human, right? But committing the same mistake over and over and over and over, yeah, might be an idiot. Like, it might not be very bright, let's be honest. So yeah, then somebody got upset because I called him idiot because again, like he did fail to basic mechanics and everything. Just he had pretty much Cryfish got the excuse to kick me. He kicked me. Then the next raid, he did nothing. They stood like I don't know 5 hours in Molten Core, doing nothing. I mean, sure they killed the easy bosses and shit, but they didn't. They didn't even get to finish Ragnaros. They went to Onyxia. They didn't even kill Onyxia. I don't know, dude. They just like did nothing. So pretty much a bunch of people from the guild they messaged me in Discord, told me like, dude, come back. We make a new guild. We let you raid lead. And I was like, okay, dude, sure. Um, so I came back. They made they quit the Do Nothing guild, right? And they made a new guild. So yeah, I'm gonna take this out now. so you can watch if you don't really want to listen to me. So I made a new guild. We called it Rats. There was many names. Like I wanted to call it Donothing to be honest, but it was people thought it was a very offensive name, and the people wouldn't join. So I decided to call it Rats. People was okay with it. There was many other names, but they were like too cringe. So Rats is pretty much fits with me, fits with a lot of players. So and it's a cool name, right? Like Rats have done server first Nefarian, right? It's cool. Anyway, we so I took over the guild again, like on Rats, and do nothing. Deleted his character, deleted his guild bank, deleted everything pretty much. Didn't give anything to anybody. Like unlucky, dude. We lost like a couple of like at least 1 week of progression because of that. You know, because he got all the Onyxia scales, all the Devil Sword, all the protection potions, all the recipes and alchemy. Like we had to farm them again. So annoying, dude. So yes, pretty much we lost 1 week, but it was no problem. The timeline still was okay to like in order to clear Nax and kill Kitty. We just required a little bit of lag and just focus and like not wiping to stupid stuff, right? So pretty much I took over the guild on Rats. We did super quick molten cores. We did super quick slow groups. Like we were very efficient with clearing, with gearing up, attuning people to Nax Ramas, farming trash. Like we were doing like people was focused and like going for what they should go, right? Like they didn't even care if there's Chinese players in the guild or there's French players in the guild or Americans or Australians or Africans or Russians. I don't care. Nobody cared about it. Like there was no racism after all. Like there's maybe one or two guys that were like, oh man, these fucking Chinese. But dude, like those Chinese were actually like really carrying the guild. They were attuning a lot of people to Nax. They were not only attuning, they were farming for like MSA, misplaced arm, and whatever is the other name, the knife, the Harbinger of Doom. So yeah, they were really helping the guild. So I wouldn't really blame anything on them. They play way more than anybody else to like help the guild and help it progress. And that's pretty much it. And I would bring him to raid. I would like, I would like translate everything I said to Chinese, and like Google Translate and whisper them like, you need to do this, you need to do that in like Chinese Google Translate, which is not the best, but at least we understood each other more or less. Anyways, the guild kept going good. We did server first Blackwing Lair, we did couple Nightmare Dragons as well. We did, we were doing super good, right? Like we were clearing Molten Core within 1 hour, less than 1 hour. Considering we were like getting gear people, it's okay, right? But the important thing is not the clear times. It was like people was not committing mistakes. Like people was not like auto running into a pack that has global combat or like, you know, this kind of stuff, like pulling aggro on threat management bosses, or like, eating mechanics, bombing the raid. This kind of stuff was not happening, so it was cool for me, right? Like there was no mistakes from the raid itself. Like it was just pure gear and mechanics skill, right? Like we had no gear, so it came up to mechanical skill, not dying, keeping the wall buffs, and that's pretty much it. That's how we wanna clear the content, right? And that's what we did pretty much. I mean, on Blackwing Lair we had one wipe on suppression room because I was playing in Broadlord, and yeah, some guy picked on Broadlord and mid explanation without the traps taken out, webs loose. Well, it was a chaos, but that was the only wipe we had. We killed everything else one shot, like Chromagus, Nefarian one shot. We had a strategy with like putting cloaks on Onyxia scale cloaks on couple people, like warlocks and priests, etc. So paladins could bubble, warriors could shield wall, mages could ice block, using the little tricks. And the rest of the raid, so had to use shadow protection potion, priest, spam heal. We lost a couple people, but we killed Nefarian in one shot, so I'm super happy. People understood the mechanics perfectly, so that's what counts, to be honest. anyways, moving forward, the next week, right? Like, I don't know if people relaxed or like people felt that that was enough, but we pretty much came out from like, you know, progressing properly, not committing mistakes, listening to the raid leader, into, well, random people running into global combat trash in Molten Core, like these elementals. They are global combat, like one guy just pulls one elemental when the entire raid is like on Africa on the other side of the Molten Core, and then the entire instance pulls. Yeah, it's pretty much this kind of like not paying attention on the game, like whatever, dude. I just didn't like it. Like some, well, I had some tanks, for example, like Protomix was one of my officers. He was like, yeah, sure, I'm gonna be officers. We're gonna tank. We're gonna like we're gonna put the tanking team so we can trust the tanking team, right? That's the most important thing on a guild, the tanking team and the priest team. That's pretty much what you need on a guild to be properly done. And I had like the tanking team. We had like proper people that could listen, like Ahn'Qiraj, YCB, Protomix, and me were the tanking team. And the priest team, it was like as well pretty experienced priest. So like it was Chris, like Syria, whatever. It's fine. Like it was very good, right? And well, Protomix got chromatic boots, and then he decided, oh, now I'm DPS, and I told him, dude, if you're gonna DPS, we're gonna fail. I need you to listen to me and pick up shit when I tell you to. And he just like did whatever he wanted to because he had the chromatic boots and he thought he was a god. He got a pair of MSAs in Ahn'Qiraj, so he thought he could be like god like DPS when he had like no clue about DPS rotation. He was using overpower with full rage in Zergstons, so unlucky, dude. It's whatever. So yeah, we lost tank. We lost like a couple of healers as well. People started doing wheelchair stuff, like again, like I don't know, pulling random mobs in Molten Core trash, not doing their mechanics, taking random damage from stuff, taking bombs, not positioning Baron Geddon bomb like properly, almost wiping the raid because of that. What else can I say? Yeah, Gar, you know, Gar, if you push Gar below 50% HP, here by the way in this video I'm just doing mongoloid stuff, I'm trolling. If you see me playing on real games, I'm not like falling down like this. I'm just testing stuff right here, like what are the invisible barriers they added in here and what's going on exactly. Anyways, we had also Gar like push below 50% when like there was 3 ads alive, because again Mr. Protagonist wanted to DPS and he doesn't know how to DPS or what to do with his DPS abilities, so he just decided to push Gar below 50% within a couple other melees as well. But whatever, what happens when you push Gar below 50%, the ads start exploding. Explosion doesn't one-shot the entire raid, but almost 2 explosions, everybody dies. Yeah, so we wiped on Gar. We like, I don't know, we went to Onyxia. We had a plan of Onyxia. We were doing like factory on Onyxia is called like when you do. What is the music? Is the music not sounding? Hello? Let me. So yeah, Onyxia Factory is pretty much like doing Onyxia with the Hearthstone trick / dying trick, leaving the raid, do not get saved, blah blah blah. So we could get more scales, so we could get more tier 2, so we could get more Beastcocks, so we could get more Deathbringers, more sinews, whatever, right? To gear up the raid faster, pretty much. And yeah, the trick was working. Like we were doing it very efficiently the past weeks. We did like three resets in a row, like a couple tricks or a couple reset tricks, and it was working very well. But then that day, like people just again Protomix pulling aggro on like Death Wishing on phase 1, pulling aggro on Onyxia, breath in the raid. Supposed to be experienced player, dude, you just fucking it up. Priest forgetting the Fear War rotation, getting one new guy, Demoxy, which was the Guild Master of Dogs, into the raid, fresh level 60. But since he was like experienced guy and shit, I had no problem, right? Like if you can bring yourself and your friends and you are capable of listening and capable of performing, I have no problem on you joining. The problem was when he claimed to be able to tank Onyxia, claimed to be able to be experienced on tanking duty, and he ended up tailing the entire raid, not positioning Onyxia properly, tailing the entire raid, getting fears into tails, fears into breaths, breathing half of the healers. Well, a clown fiesta, right? And yeah, I was like, okay, dude, just don't tank. Like, let the other tanks tank. We have enough tanks for like to do like 5, 6 factories. There's no need for you to tank. Just any other guys just take over, right? And yeah, we just let other tanks take over, no problem. But then again, we had another pulling aggro, repositioning the boss. Not repositioning the boss, breathing the raid, wipe. So at this point, I was like, okay, dude, yeah, that's enough for me. Like, I'm supposed to raid lead a serious guild. We are not here to do memes. We are not here to wheelchair. We have to follow a timeline, and we are actually slowing down because of you guys not paying attention to the game. So step up, focus, or I'm out of this guild. If we wipe once more on this, which we already did like a couple times, like last week, 2 weeks ago, if we wipe once more to like plain stupidity, plain like being retarded, like plain stupidity, plain retardedness, I'm out. I leave this guild, I stop raid leading, and I give my character to somebody else. I give the leadership to somebody else. I don't wanna, you know, I'm not gonna do anything else for this guild. Guess what happens? We pull again, phase 1, Protomix Death Wish, Onyxia break the raid, I G quit, and I never come back, right? No problem. And then, okay, I actually cared about the guild a little bit. So instead of like having it, let it disband, I gave it a chance. Okay, I gave it a chance, and I gave it a chance to the guild, and I gave it to Timoxy because he had like previous leadership experience with dogs. He was with a guild dogs. They were famous for like being bad and wiping, but he managed to like never give up, and at some point he managed to actually kill Kel'Thuzad, like from zero to Kel'Thuzad, wiping. He started wiping on Molten Core, on Onyxia, like basic stuff, like for hours and hours and hours. He had 12 hours Razor Gore, like 12 hours progressing on Razor Gore, like nothing I've ever seen, like ever. But he managed to like keep the guild together, keep the guild solid, and finish the content, right? So I had my respect for him. I had my previous issues with him, but I thought, you know, I told him, dude, I have respect for you. I don't care about the past. You've done what you've done, so I actually you deserve to be recognized, right? Because you deserve to be recognized to carry a bad fresh guild into finishing the content. Even though the content is 14 years old, there's a lot of room for mistakes in Classic or in Vanilla 40-man raids. Like any mistake could like literally wipe the raid, and it's very easy to commit mistakes. Anyways, so I gave him the leadership of the guild. I quit it, right? And then the next day in the morning, I see like a million PMs from Timoxy, like, "Hey man, I need your character. We need your character. Where is everything? Where is the guild bank? Blah blah blah." Like, sure, I didn't have the guild bank, by the way. I put the policy on my guild that there was no guild bank, that if you send something to Cadet, it's as a donation, right? It's as a like, yeah, donation, contribution, but not expecting anything. Because basically that was the experience we had with the guild banks in that server, right? Like, Gryphis deleted his whole guild bank with a lot of valuable stuff, a lot of devils that the entire guild farmed, a lot of fire protection potions that the guild farmed, shadow protection potions, flasks, and everything. Like, so I didn't wanna, let that happen anymore. So, yeah, on my leadership, everybody was responsible for their own stuff, and nobody's gonna keep your shit in another character, right? So if you send stuff to me, it was your own personal decision, and because you wanted to donate to me, or like temporarily give something to me that I would give you back, whatever. Like, I don't know, like hold these scale clocks because you're the only guy I trust in this guild, you're the guild master, whatever, right? No problem, I can hold these. I'm not gonna sell them, of course. I'm gonna hold this, I'm gonna give them. But you know what happens if one day I get hit by a car or something, and I make it to the hospital, but then somebody, like, the hospital lights go out and I die. My character goes, like, nobody else has my character, right? And my account goes, and the guild bank goes. So that's why I don't want to have the guild bank, and I don't want a guild bank to be on one guy. So yeah, but Timoxy thought I had the guild bank. I mean, I didn't. I had like a couple of flasks, a good amount of consumables and BOEs that I could sell. So I was like, yeah, sure. Like, I gave my account to like a couple of people in order to, like, not about anything. I never give my account ever, by the way. It's the first time I was giving my account to somebody. But yeah, this time I wanted to make sure to, like, not come back to that server because I had a good time until the day I quit. The day I quit, I just didn't like it at all. Like, the feeling of, like, people you teach how to do everything just fucking up every single time, non-stop. It was very bad. So I just didn't want to come back. So yeah, I gave my character to a couple of people. I told them specifically, rob my bank so I don't want to come back. Like, just let me be alone with like 10 silver. Just put 0 gold into me. Let me be alone with 10 silvers. Anything just to take flight path and go mine. If I ever want to come back, I will have to mine thorium and arcanite in order to come back to the game, right? And just don't delete my gear, right? And that's it. So, and I gave it to people I thought I could trust because I played with them for a while, right? And that turned out to be a mistake. Uh, Again, like, of course I learned the lesson, right? But yeah, I told them you can have the count and you can give it to somebody that is worth playing, like, I don't know, a good player, right? Just give it to somebody that's worth playing, that wants to play, that wants to commit time into the game. And just one condition, I only had one condition, which is do not make a bad name of my character, do not make a bad name of Cadet, right? I don't want to, like, see any clip of any stream of Cadet doing something wrong when it's not me playing Cadet, right? Which me as in Cadet playing Cadet, right? And not even 1 hour after, they were doing Blackwing Lair, a very wheelchair Blackwing Lair, like super bad Blackwing Lair, but whatever. And the guy playing my character just taunted the boss into the raid. What was the name? Like, Flame Gore, I believe. Flame Gore or Evan Rock, I don't know. One of those. I believe it was Flame Gore. I don't remember. But yeah, one of those 2 dragons, the free loot dragons, the loot piñata dragons, right? So he taunted Flame Gore into the raid and breathed the entire raid. And then, of course, I started getting spammed with clips. Like, imagine, dude, I'm at work, right? And then I come home. Like, I started getting spammed with clips into my PMs, and I'm like, what's going on, right? And yeah, like, literally, like, not even 1 hour after I gave my account, he wiped the raid on my character, and like there was a million clips out. And what did I do? Of course, I got mad. So the second I got into the computer, I boot the computer, I try to log into my account to, like, change the character, the password again, or like whatever, right? Like, I didn't wanna. I gave my chances to people to use my character for the good of the guild, even though it was against the server terms of use, blah blah blah. But at this point, I didn't care if it get banned or do not get banned, because let's be honest, there's 1 month until Classic, less than 1 month, 20 something days, and I didn't care. So yeah, that's why I gave out my character pretty much. Anyways, I tried to log in to, like, change password or, like, get the character out of the place, or, like, clarify it's not me, because a couple of people, they thought it was me, even though every time I've been raiding with them, I've been raid leading and speaking actively. There's no reason to think it's not me, right? I mean, there's no reason to think it's me if the guy suddenly, like, just plays shut up with a different picture on Discord, with a different Discord tag. Like, I don't know that it's whatever. People is so stupid, but it's the way the world works anyway. So yeah, just I went to took my character, but then I found out the password was changed without any notice. Like, you know, when if you ever account share, like you will always like never change the password ever, and like never like if you change the password for whatever reason, just make sure that the original owner knows the password, right? Like, just to not have any problems. But you shouldn't change the password ever, because that's never good. Like, never good to change passwords. And unless you're the original owner. If you're the original owner, you're on the right to do whatever you want, right? But if you're not the owner and you're changing the password, you're doing something wrong. It's pretty much you're robbing the account, especially if you're not mentioning that to the original owner. So yeah, I felt like I was getting dropped. So I mean, I had no problem, right? I went and I took my mail, and that's it. Like, I took the account back, right? And then, like, of course, there was a lot of drama because people thought it was me, and then it turned out to not be me. It turned out me giving the account to Timoxy to Timoxy and Medium to not keep the guild progressing because they wanted the guild to keep progressing and stuff like that, right? And well, unlucky. So pretty much, well, it's been like already a while. Like, it's been like almost 1 week since that happened. Anyways, um, the guild rats has not progressed into anything, has not killed anything. Nothing happened pretty much on 1 week. Rats did nothing. Timoxy did nothing. He barely logged in. My character is not deleted. My character is still there, like in Silver Hand, but again, it's like I put it naked in Ironforge. I just don't wanna play it. I like. I just don't wanna play my character at all. So you know, I have it there in Ironforge naked. So doing nothing pretty much, right? But yeah, that's how pretty much the Silver Hand is gonna end. I don't think anything is gonna progress further, or maybe they're gonna get some easy bosses in Nax, but I doubt they ever get close to what was their initial objective. So yeah, that's that's my character right now, and that's why I'm quitting pretty much. I mean, I quit already, right? But that's why I'm deleting all my gear and make sure I don't come back, because I'm done with the Americans, dude. I'm done with Timoxy, I'm done with dogs, I'm done with all the Americans, I'm done with Medium, I'm done with like all the Salad Bakers people. I just CBA, like, just, you know, there's no reason why we would play together for like years and then suddenly do stupid shit. I mean, and then, like in Discord, like claiming as in like it was they actually did some achievements with it, right? Like, the only thing they did was just clear Molten Core and Blackwingler again, but like a wheelchair. That's the only thing. I'm thinking, whatever, dude. That's pretty much the entire history of the Silver Hand, the dramas and the memes. I hope you enjoyed it. If not, well, I mean, I can just do more stories about like the Progress Guild, the I don't know, Dangbut's Guild, Make Horget Again Guild, the ranking process on Nordale, the ranking process on Nightbringer, Devil's Hour stories. If you like that shit, just like make sure you let me know, and like I would make more stuff. By the way, I got unbanned on Twitch also, so you can. Yeah, that's my guild, by the way. He cries on your shoulder. Unlucky. Dwarf Priest. Anyways, yeah, just make sure you come out on twitch.tv/kajet15. Let me. Yeah, I mean, you know what which one it is. I just wanna put it on the description, whatever. Um, I had it somewhere Yeah, there it is. Pretty much twitch.tv/Skynet15. I don't know. Anyways, thanks for watching, thanks for listening. If that was useful information to anybody else, well, I'm out. Peace.